Well, let's continue with part 3 of 16 parts of the webinar recorded on December the 17th for the Citizens Policy Center. We'll continue listening to Allie and Patrick as they explain to us how to navigate the system. This lesson was brought to you by Affinity Insurance Agency, so you be sure to contact them before you renew your E&O insurance.
When I click on My Accounts, again, I can filter this by the drop-down here. The default here is all pending accounts, and a pending account is any account that's been created that doesn't have a policy set up with it. If I go to the created in the past 7 days, I can see that I've got several accounts that have been created here just in the last week. I'll click All Pending again and go to My Submissions. And again, I can go through my open activities and filter based off of open activities due within 7 days, bound, all open, created, and completed in the last 30 days. I can also search by submission number here if I'd like, if the list is too long. Clicking on My Renewals takes me to the My Renewals page, and I'm seeing again this is empty, and you can filter that based on due dates, what's open, what's been completed or created in the last week. Moving to the My Non-Renewals page will show any open activities on a non-renewal that would be out there for this agent, and again, we can filter that as we like. Going back to My Open Activities. The final button there is My Other Transactions. And from here you can see not just my open activities and filter within what we've already come to expect, but we can also filter here by the type of activities to see what's going on overall on the desktop that's available there. So I'm going to go back to the My Activities desktop page and give it back to Allie.
All right, so I want to draw your attention to the links at the top of the page there. Up at the top, there's a link that says Preferences. If I click on Preferences, you'll notice that a window opens up at the bottom of the page for us to update our preferences. All right, so the top field here is Send Email Notification. This field is defaulted to Yes, and what this will do is provide you with a daily email to let you know whenever a document is generated for any of your policies. We do ask that agents still check their desktops for activities on a daily basis. All right, so the next field that I want to point to is the Startup Page field. It's also best practice to leave this Startup Page as a desktop activity, and again, this is important so that way when you log in every day, you'll be able to see those activities on your desktop. All right, and the next 3 fields is the maximum field for recent accounts, recent policies and jobs, and recent contacts. The maximum that you can input into these fields is 10 as a maximum. All right, and then if we were to make any changes, we would click Update. But since we are not, I'm going to go ahead and click on Cancel. All right, and taking a look at the links at the top of the page again, you'll see right next to Preferences is the Knowledge Base link. And again, if I click on this, another window will open up on the bottom as part of that page. All right, so answers to many of your frequently asked questions will be available in the knowledge base. And you would also be able to access Policy Center job aids here. So if we type that in, it would bridge over to knowledge base for you to search for whatever it is that you need to. All right, and then you would simply click on Close to close that knowledge base link. Okay, I also want to demonstrate how we can search for an account. All right, so you'll notice one of the tabs at the top, one of these 4 here, this last one here says Search. So if I click on the Search tab, it's going to default me to a location search. And if you have the address, you can, by all means, search by address. However, I'm going to search by the account number. So I'm going to go into my side tools bar and click on Account. All right, and so you'll notice that one of the first fields that I can search by is account number. So if my customer gives me an account number, I can type it in, click Search, and then I would be able to see if there was an account using that account number. All right. if this gives us anything. All right, and so here it generated a search result for an account with this account number. Now you can also search by first name, last name. So if I click on reset, what that's going to do is erase everything that I had typed in. And I can actually type in my customer's first name and their last name. And I have the option to uncheck these exact match boxes. And what this is going to do is expand my search results. All right, and so here we see Mrs. D. Bumble is located by searching for the first name and last name. And if you guys go through our modules online, the module is going to show you how to search for that policy using first name and last name.
And it's worth noting here that our search results did come up with an account, and that account number is hyperlinked, so I can click into that, even though, as you noticed at the beginning, you may have noticed that I logged in as Zeke Agent, and over on the other side of the screen here, we can see that this is Jill Agent. Jill and I are in the same office. We work together, and since we work for the same agency, we can see each other's accounts. Now, if Jill and I worked in different agencies, that account number would not be hyperlinked. It would be a black text that I couldn't click into. I could see that there was an account there, and I could see that it was the name and the address and all that. I would not be able to get into that account if I weren't in the same agency. So this account is one I have access to because Jill and I work together here. So I'm going to click Reset, get rid of that, and go back to the desktop now.